Hi friends, hope you are doing well. Welcome to Smart Engineering Academy. Myself Amit. So I am here with the continuation of WRD question paper series. So let me read out the question. If a reinforced cement concrete slab as a effective depth is given, just a sec. Okay. Where D effective depth is given as 90 mm. As per IS 456-2000, the horizontal distance between the parallel main reinforcement bars shall not be less than. See, this question belongs to codal provision. I'll just take a condition. With respect to that, we can solve this question. So, for main bars, the condition is like this. For main bars, okay, minimum of the two things, that is, one is 3 times the D, that is D effective, or 300 mm, whichever is less, is the horizontal distance between the parallel main bars. In case of secondary bars, it will be 5 times of D effective or 450 mm, whichever is less. Okay, according to the question, they are asking us to find parallel in case of main reinforcement. So this condition will come into account, which is equal to 3 times of D effective. The D effective is 90 mm. If you calculate this, it will be 270 mm, and the other condition is 300 mm. In these two things, whichever is the least, this has to be considered. So 270 mm is the right answer for this question. So in order to solve this type of question, you need to be specific with the codal provisions. IS 456-2000 is the for reinforced cement concrete, and mostly in the competitive examination, if any question is arising from the reinforced cement concrete, it will be of codal provision than the analytic based question. So please go through the codal provisions, which is very important in RCC subject. Next question. Current meter is an instrument used to measure. It is a direct question, that is velocity of flow. See, this is very important question. A soil whose porosity is given, where porosity is 0.44, is 25% saturated. Is telling saturation is equal to 25%. I am taking it as 0.25. The mass of the water in 1 meter cube of soil is equal to, so what is the mass of the water? Is asking us to find out the mass of the water with respect, he has given the volume, the total volume of the soil is 1 meter cube. Fine. So now we need to find the mass of the water. For that, with the help of porosity equation, we can find the volume of voids. See, porosity will be equal to volume of voids to the total volume. Okay, we know the total volume and we know the porosity. We can find the volume of voids, where volume of voids is equal to porosity, which is 0.44, and the total volume is how much? It is 1 meter cube, where volume of voids will be equal to 0.44. So this is one relation we have got, and with the help of this equation we can find out one more equation, that is saturation. Saturation will be equal to volume of water to the volume of voids. And one more relation, porosity will be equal to, already we know, volume of voids to the total volume. If you multiply S into N, it will become volume of water. This volume of voids gets cancelled. Volume of water divided by total volume. And we know the value of, now we need to find the volume of water. Volume of the water will be equal to S into N into Vt, where what is the value of S? S is already given in the question, which is 25%, which is 0.25, and porosity will be equal to 0.44, and the total volume is 1 meter cube. If you substitute this, you will get the volume of water will be equal to 0.11. Okay, in terms of kgs it will be 110 kgs. So this would be the right answer for this question. Very easy question. So next question, this is a very general question. Intangible benefits are those, this is not a technical kind of question, it is a general question they have been asked. Intangible benefits are those which are too small to be considered, which are actually losses mistaken as to be benefited, which are not directly measurable but have to be greater impact. So this is the most appropriate answer for this question. Fine, let me move on to the next question. Ozone layer is present in, okay, this is also a general question. In the there are 4 to 5 layers of the atmosphere, followed by troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere or ionosphere, and exosphere. Normally the ozone layer is present in stratosphere. This ozone layer acts as a depletion agent, and it controls the UV radiations which coming from the sun. This is the most important layer which is present in our atmosphere. Because of this, the life is normal. Next, very important, the cross-sectional area of the cubes used in the testing of compressive strength of cement. Normally in the examination of all these type of questions, the aspirants will get confused. Okay, see, they are asking for cement only, they are not asking for cement concrete. That in some excitement we will think that cement concrete will go, will do it, and it very fastly 150 into 150 we will make, and we'll get 225. So this is the wrong answer. They're asking for the cement. For cement cubes, the cube will be 7.06 by, see, this is the difference you need to know. One is if you take this as a cement cube to find, and one more is concrete cubes. Okay, cement cubes is concrete cubes 150 mm by 150 mm by 150 mm. But in case of cement cubes, it is 70.6 by 70.6 by 70.6. This is the standard dimension. With respect to this, they are asking us the compressive strength of the cement, which is a compressive strength of the cross-sectional area of the cube. The cross-sectional area of the cube will be equal to 7.06 in terms of centimeter. I am taking 7.06 into 7.06, which will be equal to 49.84 meter square. Similarly, we can go for 50 meter square. This is the right answer. This is very easiest question, but in the examination hall, with some excitement, we will go to this one thinking that it is cement concrete. No, it is not cement concrete, it is a cement cubes, the wood that can be attacked by white ants. So it is teakwood is the right answer. This is a direct question. A compressive strength of heavy duty bricks, okay, heavy duty bricks should not be less than 40 Newton per mm square. Okay, then it is called as heavy duty bricks. Next, ingredient of the paint. Ingredients of the paints that increases the coverage area. That increases the coverage and make the application easy. So 4 options is been given. So base means what? Base is all are the ingredients of the paints. Base is a solid substance in which fine substances, solid substances in the form of, it will be a fine substance. Second one is vehicle. Vehicle is a liquid constituent of paint, consists of volatile solvent or thinner. Third one is solvent. Solvent is it is a dissolving agent in which different types of ingredients which is present inside the paint is going to dissolve. So according to this question, vehicle would be the right answer. Next one, swelling in the form of small patches of the plastered surface is known as, see, normally in the walls after constructing the bricks we will do the plastering, and some of the failure points in the plastered surface will be of different kinds, in which where cracking is the normal things in the upon the walls, plastered surface like cracks will be present. Next one is blistering. Blistering is nothing but swelling or waves like after like waves like will be present. And efflorescence is nothing but it is upon the whites upon the plaster surface, some white patches will be formed. The formation of these white patches is mainly because of presence of alkalis. So according to the question, blistering would be the right answer. Next one, the ratio of volume of voids to the total volume will be equal to porosity. Then what about void ratio? Void ratio is equal to volume of voids to the volume of solids. Okay. Then specific gravity, you know, specific gravity is equal to density of the material to the density of the reference substance, that is density of the water. So according to this is porosity is the right answer. So let me move on to the next question. This is most important and very interesting question from geotechnical engineering topic. The net earth pressure. They're asking us to find the net earth pressure on a retaining wall extended, okay, exerted by cohesive soil is 0. At this time, what is the thing? See, if I take the retaining wall like this, if this is the retaining wall, if I can write the diagram, so with respect to the critical depth, it will be like this, where this will be, I am taking it as HC and this will be ZC, this will be again ZC. In order to find the critical depth, HC will be equal to 2 times of ZC. Okay, so 2 times of 2C divided by gamma into Ka, which is nothing but 4C divided by gamma into root Ka. This can be written it as 4C divided by gamma into cot alpha, which is nothing but 1 by cot alpha is tan alpha. So 4C tan alpha divided by gamma. So third answer is the right answer. Next one, very important simple strength of material topic. The ratio of lateral strain to the longitudinal strain is nothing but Poisson's ratio. Poisson's ratio is represented in terms of mu. And what is modulus of elasticity? What is modulus of rigidity? And what is bulk modulus? Please do comment me in the comment section. External corners. Okay, if I take this as the wall, so this is the corner point. The external corners of the walls are called as quoins. Then what is frog? Frog means if you take a brick, upon the brick there will be some shape or something like for interlocking, some pattern will be given on the top of the bricks, which is called as frogs. And what is bats? If you take a bats, if it is if the bricks has been cut along this axis, this is called as bats. And what about heartings? Heartings is nothing but layers which is formed upon the bricks. Next, manholes are built at intervals of normally 20 to 30 meters. Okay, that's all for the session. The remaining questions I am taking in the next part. Thank you one and all. Any queries and any answers, please do comment in the comment section. Meet